Hey,
Okay, no, it's not working.
Episode what again?
Yeah, wait.
15 or 16?
Wait, it's
16,
doing a bit
16.
stupid thing on me again.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah, meeting is now live.
Yes.
Live already on Facebook.
Haha. All right, we are live. I thought
16.
the whole screen went a bit weird just now, you know. Okay, welcome in. This is
Are
our
we live?
first-
Are we live?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're live.
Episode
Okay, let's
16.
let everybody settle down first.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm actually kind of like waiting to I need to set up on my end. Okay, we're live. Welcome to the Tree Marketer Show. This is our first Tree Marketer Show in 2021.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Okay, so we have Ginn here, but before we roll into the whole thing, right? Later, Andrew is going to help me introduce Ginn a little bit. But okay, now what's going to happen here is this. Today, this is our 16. It's already 16, right?
16,
Are we right?
16.
16 Tree Marketer Show. We've been doing this for more than kind of like a few months already without realizing. So we're getting a roll. We're having fun. So what we do is every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Three of us together with a friend, usually with a friend. So I'm your host, Jason. We have Manfred here from Singapore, and we have Andrew from Malaysia. Three of us together with a friend is a 3+1 setup that we are kind of comfortable. We will come on live. Happy New Year, and Ginn just stood up. So we will come on live here to share one specific topic about digital marketing. We started to talk more about Facebook advertising, but we actually expanded the universe a little bit. We talk more things. So in the past, we had several interesting guests like Roy, who is talking about in the what do we call real estate. And last week we have Maverick and talking about copywriting. A few weeks ago we have Chi Y, and who else? We have Chi Y is there. Hey Chi Y.
Jason, and the other Jason Lau.
Yeah, we have another Jason Jason talk about SEM, and we have
Ian who talk about SEO.
It's very interesting. So if there is any topic that you want us to try to cover, you can actually just suggest us by typing into the comment section and all that. But today's topic is really about how to build a digital funnel. Now, everybody knows that digital funnel is kind of like a very interesting thing. Kind of everybody talks about funnel. But, we don't want to just give you the theory part. We have a practitioner today, which is, we have Ginn here, who has been building funnel for businesses for a while right now. So I met Ginn in my 6-day challenge, in one of my 6-day challenge participant. But I think Andrew knows Ginn better. So can we actually pass the baton over to Andrew again to introduce Ginn, so that I think it's very important for us to get somebody who understands. Like last time we have Manfred introducing Ian, right? So Andrew, you know Ginn better. You guys have known since past life, right? So
my past life must have been in Ashura.
So, so please, Andrew.
Sure. I met Ginn about 3 years ago. That time when I was a totally newbie in digital marketing, I've joined a class, and Ginn was one of the trainer, and he was very helpful, and he actually, obviously a trainer, he knows a lot of his stuff. So then we became friends, and I think last year he decided to strike on his own. He's doing his own gig, doing done for you services to help customers in Malaysia and Singapore building funnels. We'll be keeping in touch. And I think this year he's going to make another pivot. He's going to go into training as well. So if he has learned enough of helping customers, and I think it's time for him to come out and teach his framework of building sales funnels.
Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side.
It is your destiny.
Yeah, that started to sound a little bit weird.
Yeah, but hey, seriously, training
It's true.
Is fun. But it's kind of like really the way that you get to learn more. In fact, if you agree with me, I believe Andrew would, because a lot of times when you're doing it on your own, right, versus when you're training, you actually need to prepare yourself for more things. So welcome to the dark side. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. But Ginn, I think before we just throw you the first question and the next, right? Maybe to add on to what Andrew has mentioned about you or shared to us about you. Want to share with us anything about your plan? Is there anything that we can have a certain synergy, or you want to introduce to our audiences over here?
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much, Jason and Andrew, and also Manfred for having me on the channel today. So before I go into a little bit more, actually, I want to add on to what Jason was sharing earlier, because as I got to know Andrew when I was doing a training in a company called DMC, and actually what I have to say is that really doing training on ground, right, makes me always on my feet. that I always have to be prepared to different questions coming in by students, and also finding different scenarios and solutions to the problems that they come. Because really in every class, if you remember, Andrew, the classes were always like 30, 40 people, and really from staffs to CEOs all sitting down there, I'm like, okay, how do I address your question sometimes? And what I realized is that sometimes going through done-for-you services, which is what I'm doing currently, it's good because I get to help businesses get results directly. And I find I'm also starting to see this year, because I want to pivot towards coaching and training and consulting. It's mainly because I see that in the market, a lot of people, they want to do it. They may not be able to afford an agency's price at this point of time, but and they say that everyone wants to be on digital. So like what the Three Musketeers are doing right now, educating people about digital marketing.
No educating, just sharing only.
Sharing, hey, sharing actually very important one, that's also a form of education that I find that it's more real than sitting through a training session. A lot of good stuff always happens after the session. So adding on, so what I'm doing is that from done for you, I'm moving over towards coaching, so that I hope to help more Malaysians and probably students all around the world, like what Jason and Andrew are doing with their many day challenges. And Manfred, I think you're coming up with your own challenge also, right? Coming up soon.
Manfred, go lah. We do, never tell us,
Yeah, so really, it's like really glad to be here together with all of you guys, and back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Ginn. I think eventually let's bring back to our topic here, but before that, right, just want to quickly say hi to Chiwa and Margaret, who, if you guys are watching this, feel free to actually type any comments. You can actually ask any questions regarding building digital funnel. The topic today is talking about how to build digital advertising funnel. How to build digital advertising funnel. So I think let's start with the very important first question, which is, Ginn, can you, because different people will have different definition, but Ginn, what is a digital advertising funnel to you? Can you give us a better picture, kind of like what is really a digital advertising funnel?
Okay, yeah. So simple illustration. I mean, everyone know what a funnel is, right? The little green color thing, or it depends on what material it is. So the key over here is this. Say for example, this is a bottle. Okay.
All right.
And the reference is that if you want to pour water into a bottle, the best way you can do it is not by trying to practice your skill using the kettle and inside there, but actually to use a tool to help you to guide people to get water into the bottle in this context. So funnel in the digital world, from what I've been doing so far, is basically directing customers who fit the profile that you're looking for your business into your flow, so that ultimately from prospects or from people who are just past buyers to become ultimately your customers, and you're able to continuously serve them in the long run. So now then I think adding on to that, the next question people will be asking, like, okay, funnel sounds cool, people will be talking about it, but build website kind already lah. Why need funnel so mafan?
So that will lead to the next question, which is kind of prepared, but we are only at 8 minutes down. We're already at second question, but it's okay. I think it's clear. So basically, why want to build a funnel then? As in, like, we all know that instead of just directly tell people that this is what I sell, and then, I just give you, this is what it is. You come over. If you want, buy. If you don't want, off you go. But why bother build a funnel instead? So that will be the next question. I'm just going to type it in.
Yeah. Thanks so much for that. Actually, it was a very natural transition towards that. So,
which is yes.
Which is yes. So a website in a lot of times, it feels like a buffet. It feels like a buffet. So the challenge about a buffet is that when you go inside there, right, you see a spread of 25, maybe 30 items. Okay. And you're like, okay, what in the world do I want to start, or where do I even want to eat? So you're going, sometimes it's like the best dish is actually dish number 20. But because you wanted to, be the good boy, follow through the whole queue, right? You start with appetizers and things like that. By the time you come until dish number 12, you're really like, I full out. I have no chance to eat. When in actual fact that the main thing that the chef wants to highlight is dish number 13. But because you're like fumbling all over the place, you don't really know what is the star. You lost the opportunity to try what's the best. And then after that, when people ask you, hey, how was the buffet? Yeah, the buffet lousy lah. Eat 12 dishes and none of them actually suit my taste because you haven't come to the key. Whereas in the case of a funnel, it's pretty much like a, okay, I wanted to say omakase, but I realized omakase also has like 10 dishes. So let's just say you're going to your favorite restaurant that serves only your favorite food. Like in PL, in PJ, we have this place called what, nasi lemak ayam goreng. What's the name? What's the name called already? In
Nasi lemak ayam goreng. Wow, sounds so awesome.
I know, man. How can I get the address from you?
Don't make me hungry at this hour. Come on, man. I put on a kilo already. Wait.
Okay, in PJ actually there are two. One is Boom Boom and the other one. Okay, anyway, it's the one in Uptown.
Oh, Boom Boom, I know. Okay.
Boom Boom, you know. Yeah, but there's the other one in Uptown that which is very popular. Always all the Grab drivers are all waiting out there, waiting to tap out one.
Oh,
Village, is it what?
Village, yes, Village. That's the one.
Taman.
Not Taman.
No.
It's Uptown.
Uptown. Remember next time you come Malaysia, I bring you there.
Oh, okay.
Let's go deviate. Where's the funnel? Where's the funnel?
Okay, sorry.
So the thing is this: Village Park Nasi Lemak is famous for Nasi Lemak. You go there, it's either you are a die-hard Nasi Lemak fan, or you've heard so much about Nasi Lemak that you know die you must go there to just find out about that one dish. Yes, they have other dishes. They have okay, I can't remember what other dishes they have, but they also have their thread. But the key over there is Nasi Lemak. So naturally, a funnel works like this. You come to my shop because I want you to know that my strength is in Nasi Lemak. If you are allergic to coconut, I know for sure you won't come here already. If you're allergic to fried chicken, I know confirm you're not going to be my customer. No matter what I have, I probably don't want to serve you because you're not going to be my best serving customer. So that is the idea of a funnel.
So the selected audience, the targeted audience will reach.
Correct. I like the metaphor. I think in a way what you are referring here is, which is something that a lot of businesses are not doing it effectively, which is to position. I think it's the positioning. So building a funnel is to highlight your positioning. And then after that, it helps you get your best customer.
Correct. Because there are just so many different customers out there that, and this is even the funny thing, when you look into, okay, since we all know our Nasi Lemak, right? It comes towards the point that some people would prefer the Nasi Lemak wrapped in banana leaf. Some people must wrap newspaper. When you don't have these two things, you don't count as Nasi Lemak. So then it becomes a position that I'm the Nasi Lemak owner that sells my Nasi Lemak in the freshest banana leaf ever. If you want this type of Nasi Lemak, come over here and try what I have. Do I have other things to serve you? Yes, I do. But I'll let you know about those later after you come in, try my food, become my fan. Then you can start to explore the other things that I have. Versus if I go over to you, the moment you come into my restaurant, you don't know me, and I just throw you down my menu. 300 pages of menu, you choose. Chances are I will sit down there for 5 minutes and after that I walk out already because I don't know what to do.
So can I sum it up as in, say example, from strangers to acquaintance to friend to advocate?
Yes, that's the flow of the
funnel. That's the buyer's journey.
Yeah. That's the buyer's journey. But before the buyer's journey come in, they have to pay attention to you first.
Yeah.
So when you put your best up front, it becomes a filter so that if you are, say for example, vegetarian in this case, you know that okay, I clearly won't come over to your restaurant. I won't come over to your Nasi Lemak warung in this case. Yeah, so that's how a funnel works differently compared to a typical website.
So what happens when you have multiple key product, meaning that you have to build multiple so-called funnels?
Yes.
Is it even possible to build multiple funnels?
It is. It's possible to build multiple funnels, but I'll recommend you start with your core first. So once you have your core, then the other things can come in separately because you want to be best known for something upfront. Then the other funnels, it can be a value add to say that, oh, by the way, I also have this, and this is what it's all about. Will people only see the site and not see your main one? Possible, depending on, again, what are the different items that they are. But from my experience in serving my customers, it's best that your funnels don't deviate too far away from each other.
So you're saying that there's a main funnel, then when you reach up to a certain stage, you can actually divert some of the traffic to another funnel.
Yes, correct. So you have the main that attracts people in, and then after that, from that, because they've already gotten to know you, then you start to spread the other things that you have. And depending on the response on how these funnels are working, then they may actually splinter off to be an independent funnel ultimately. But again, you don't want them to be too far away. Now, what do I mean? Okay, easiest example using food again is I'm famous for meat. I like to eat meat and all the things like that. But suddenly, if I split off into going into very extreme vegetarian, people may start to be confused about the identity already. It's like, you are famous for meat. You cook meat like God. But how come you suddenly cook veggie? Your meat laku already, is it? Or something like that. So that's why you don't want the identity to be confused.
Can I ask a question? As in, okay, I understand, but most people, for me, I also build one funnel, then can work happy already.
Yeah.
So when you want to build a second or third one, as in, potentially this traffic can upsell or cross-sell, whatever, maybe sell Pepsi, sell Coca-Cola, drink. When do you know that you can build a second and third funnel?
Well, I like that. I mean, I just
when do you know you can build the second and third funnel?
Manfred always comes with a good idea.
I always eat nasi lemak, but when people buy nasi lemak from me, the funnel, I'm happy already, got make money can already. Then since I want to upsell and cross-sell, when do I know? Yeah.
So in my case, actually, what I do is that I must make sure that my first funnel works first.
Of course.
Once my first funnel works already, I'm getting the stats that work for me. Then after that, okay, I know that it's time for me to start to expand into the upsells, or if I want to cross-sell any item. But the reverse is also going to be true. If I know that this funnel, no matter how I work on it, it really flop, right? The good thing is that people online actually have very bad memory. They can see you today. Maybe about 2 weeks they will katok you. But after that, this kind of stuff. This is a new guy that I've never seen him before. How come promoting something new? Okay, then they'll go for it.
You sure they're bad or not?
Actually,
that's short-term memory or not? You see the face already.
7 seconds.
7 seconds. Okay.
7 second rule it applies as well. But in most cases, all it takes is just add on the cap. Done deal. If you're a new person already.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or you just get another different English name. Your father won't scold you.
So that's how you actually you kind of like multiply your funnels.
Yeah, correct. It always starts with one. So with one angle, once you get the angle that works, then usually I will try to come up with two or three different angles that are similar to it, promoting still the same logic flow, but maybe coming from a different angle. So let's say, for example, I have a client currently I'm working on that he is into the NLP industry. So from NLP industry, it's like a lot of times we talk about people who, maybe they feel that they are having some blockage in their life. Either they feel that communication is a problem, or maybe interpersonal relationship is a problem. So that's one angle. Then another angle that we can go for is that maybe it comes from parenting. Still related to the interpersonal, but now I expand it a little bit from just talking about work and communication down towards maybe parenting. Does parenting actually, how does it affect you in having better communication and things like this? But because my end goal is still the same, I still want to promote my NLP course. But now instead of talking about just me, maybe it's something about me and my wife. Then there's another story that you can spin off from that. And even from parenting, there's so many things that can spin off, especially for fellow parents with children being locked down for the past 9 months. A lot of things are happening.
Especially when you start running advertisements, it makes sense to have that kind of funnel, because you'll be running ads for parents to the parents funnel. You'll be running ads to couples to the relationship funnels.
Yes, so, exactly that.
Okay.
That's how you can optimize.
I was thinking, isn't you were talking about different copy at the same funnel? So you are different audience, say
different audience, different message,
funnel,
same product. Yes.
Couple funnel, something like that. Oh, I see.
Right.
I agree with that, because ultimately I think, Manfred, what Ginn was referring to is like, for example, I'm talking about two-step funnel, but two-step funnel, how do we apply it for e-commerce?
Correct.
And then how do we apply for lead gen? How do we apply it for different businesses?
Real estate,
so you use all these different funnels. So in a way, you are kind of like different angle, but I think it will boil down to one very important thing is that you must have a product that you really, the key product that you're selling, which is like the nasi lemak,
correct
thing, and then like your NLP, but NLP can cut in from different angle because you need NLP for different reasons.
Yes.
I think I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, that will lead us to the next question, Ginn. I would like to see if you are able to give us some case study to elaborate further on how do you build a funnel for a lead gen? If you're able to use some case, if not, maybe just use some fake case or something like that. You know, the lead gen thing.
Don't need to mention names. It's okay.
Don't need to mention you don't even need
you
to
can
mention
give us percentage can already. No need
At this point, we will also invite the audience if they have any questions about funnels for their own specific business.
My funnel true
Good
rate is
time.
90%. Go to
Time to ask
Jim.
Jim.
No
Yeah,
friction.
so Ginn is the practitioner. Remember, he's a practitioner. So he has been helping brands, you know, building funnels like that. So basically, judging from what we discussed just now, I think funnel is really something, especially digital advertising funnel, is really something important for almost every businesses. When you're running advertisement on Facebook or on Google or anywhere, right? Especially digital advertising funnel. You may now what Ginn was actually sharing here is that you may not want to bring people to your to your website, to your main homepage, because the moment you bring people to the homepage, right, people just scattered around, just like, you know, when they're in a buffet, you know, they do not know how to start, then they will just go everywhere, and eventually they'll say that, okay, it's not something that I want, I can't find what I want.
Yes.
But they came in because for certain reasons. So you probably want to do a different kind of journey mapping, as in like customer journey or buyer journey or whatever it is, you know, just to give a person the kind of like a flow, as in like, you know, how do you want to guide them through to understand you and eventually to become your customer, kind of like a nurturing process. But Ginn is going to share with us using a topic here, how does he build a lead gen digital advertising funnel. So Ginn, over to you.
Okay, sure. Now, since I brought up two topics, one nasi lemak and one NLP. So nasi lemak, unfortunately, I don't have a client that serves nasi lemak, so it was just the hour I was thinking about supper.
let's really use hungry already.
So let's use the NLP angle, because this is something that I'm currently actively working on as well. So what happens over here is that, because we will always think, when people think about NLP, or when people think about in the case of going to be like self-help situations, a lot of times what we would try to relate to is going to be people who are depressed, people who are, you know, just having a sad life and things like that. But the very fact that the core that me and my client may come to realize is that a lot of it is actually not even your mindset, but it is actually a lot of these issues that we have, that we see in our life, right, actually stems from our not past life, but our life experiences that kind of molded our mind. And this is something that a lot of people don't realize, because a lot of times when we face certain situations, right, what happens is that we have a very natural reaction. It's like, if you drive car, suddenly a car in front, you know, just overtake you, right, you will, you know, swear or honk or shit. But the fact is that it could be that, you know, sometimes during our upbringing, or maybe even our driving instructor, they taught us that, hey, when people do like this, you have to blah, 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 you have to say out things like this, and it just automatically influences into this. So rather than trying to tell people that NLP and all this can help you do this in life, what me and my client we come up with the angle is that we want people to realize that, hey, actually all these things it's not your mindset problem, but it's something related to how you have been taught in your upbringing. And we want to address that rather than straight away telling the market that after you learn NLP, you can fly.
So you fix the problem at the source.
Yeah, we fix the problem at the source, because there are two ways to market the product. Either can say that, oh, this product feature benefit.
So it's not solution driven. It's not solution driven.
So it can be very solution driven, but when you do solution driven marketing, it can be a very red ocean situation that everyone is doing it. That they talk about all solutions. What we did is we took it one step further. We started with a story, your life story, with people, how people think about, you know, that it's you just have a positive mind, you know, all things will go through. You just think about it, law of attraction, it will all go through. But actually, that's not the case. So we came up with story, a life story, and then after that we expanded from there, and we bring all people into our landing page, which just expands further into the story itself, and just tell people that if this is something that you agree with and you want to explore further, you know, drop your name, your email address, and after that we will send you to a webinar, or we will send you the recorded webinar to bring people into the program.
So it's a lead gen.
Yeah, it's generally a
so just
funnel.
Email address lah.
Yeah, Malaysians. In Malaysians context, we're actually quite kind with our information. A lot of times we will say it's like, even if you ask me what's my mom's name, most of the time you will get it one somehow or other. But what we realize also is that try not to ask people too many questions. So usually I only keep things to 3 items: your name, your email, and your phone number. Of course, there will be people who will circumvent the system to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far, out of 100 leads, I usually will only get 1 lead that's like that, thankfully. Malaysia is also honest. Yeah. So that's one way of how a digital advertising funnel actually can work. So you go, rather than always going about features, benefits, which is a very good angle, don't get me wrong. It's just that we wanted to be a bit different to try and see how can we use stories or different elements of life to attract people into our funnel. So come over. So then the next question that typically I'll get is that, okay, Ginn, you shared this case study. How is the result? Personally, me and my client, we're quite happy because our conversion rate is approximately 40%.
Wow.
By instead of talking about how NLP is, we use stories angle to pull people in. The conversion rate for people from Facebook coming into it was about that.
Wow, that's
40%.
Yeah.
From conversion site, website conversion.
This is
I think it's the lead gen conversion now.
Lead gen conversion.
Form,
from ad
Traffic
over
to
to website, then website to collect data, then to go over.
So website conversion now.
Yeah. So
That's
of
not
course,
bad.
the number fluctuates across the months. We've been doing this for quite some time already. But it's still averages are around there, thankfully. Facebook, please be kind to me, don't bank my account.
I think it should be okay. So essentially, Ginn, I think what we're looking at is, it's kind of like a lead magnet kind of thing. So what you're saying here is that instead of bringing people to the direct destination, which is to tell them what is a solution to their problem, so you actually nurture them through a lead magnet. So I would like to see, do I want to dig deeper? Because we talk about lead magnet a little bit here and there, but we don't have a very solid discussion on this thing. But since you're at this, right, I would like to throw this to everybody who is here, because all of us have lead magnet. All of us have different lead magnet. And you're talking about 30 to 40% conversion rate. I think that's kind of like something that I'm actually seeing similar. But what are the lead magnets that you find useful for the Malaysia context? Or if there is any regional case study? I believe you're not, you have tried different lead magnets. It could be, like you said, recorded webinar, live webinar, and blah, blah, So can you give us a few angles, like what are the good lead magnets ideas for us to consider? Oh, sorry.
Or even industry, lead magnets to industry. Jason,
so lead magnets for industries, unfortunately, I've not come towards the main industry, hardcore industry sections. Mine most are my clientele mostly are trainers, speakers, and also coaches in this context. So within this industry itself, I would actually say that webinars are currently the best working ones. Live webinars, in fact, because the thing about Malaysians, which I find to be very interesting, myself included, is that if you give me a webinar that somehow or rather I find out that it's recorded one up, and then even though with countdowns and things like that, right, I will somehow find a way to just flip the system and then miss it next time. Never mind, I just go in and then come over again. So on my screen, I always have this very alert situation that I have about anywhere between 60 and 100 tabs open at any one time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just keep the websites open there, then just try to see whether things still open, then go in there and see kind of a thing.
And computer must be damn good,
no, actually it's very slow. So every now and then, so I actually opened up an Excel file that once I'm very sane with the speed, I will just copy down the links and then start the whole cycle again. It's a very bad cycle actually.
So one question, your Facebook ad is just one time, you don't do retargeting?
Oh, that one, of course, the retargeting elements are going to be there. So let me talk the thing about a funnel, right? So let me just use this illustration. Okay. No, it's wrong one. So it's
yes, of course.
Okay. So the thing is that when you want to bring people into a funnel, right? In most, you may have heard of this term called the top of funnel, or we like to call it the tofu.
Top,
so it's tofu. So top of funnel. So top of funnel is basically just to get people's eyeballs starting to pay attention to you, that you exist. So when people start to come into they see your ad already, right? And which is the thing I love about Facebook ads, is because especially when you use videos, you can actually track the people's interest level based on the number of seconds and also percentage of video that you watch. So from there, when they come in or they consume some of the content, then for people who see my video but don't go to my website, I will have an ad that targets them. For people who see my video and see my ad and go to my website, I will have something else that I can target, that actually I will target them. And I will use different videos to go about it at any one point of time. So an example that probably in Malaysia, if you're in marketing, you have likely seen him before. His name is Peng Jun. You know, the guy always wearing white one. His ads are actually kind of cute. And his retargeting ads, especially that whenever he has any of those cartoon version ads that come on, like the most recent one I saw was an ad using a video that simulates like how our childhood game Contra, if you've played that before. Okay, never mind.
No, I only saw the Iron Man one.
The Iron Man one. Okay, yeah. So there's Super Mario and there's also Contra and a few different ones of it. So using different elements like this, right? Sometimes first ad I see is like, I don't want to see. Then comes the second version ad because he know that I've already seen his ad before, and he show a different ad to me to show me, right? It actually will start to make me then wonder, it's like, how did this affect me? Then I will actually go into the ad. On the top right corner of the ad, always there's those 3 dots. You can click on it and see why are you seeing it. So then I will know that, oh, this is a retargeting ad, or this is a fresh ad, and little things like this that will start to give me ideas. Oh, I may have not been attracted by the first ad, but I saw the second ad and I saw the third ad, and that was the one that got me to convert. So I apply a similar concept into my ads as well. This, however, very much depends on the budget that you have. If your budget is sufficient, you can play around with a lot of all these things. But if your budget is limited, I would suggest have one main ad, see how its performance goes first, and if it gives you sufficient results, bring out a small portion of the budget out for retargeting.
But just one question. Normally, when I do things also, I also have approach A, B, C, or even D and E, if I can think of any. So the question comes is, what should I do? Which one should I do first? Which one should be? Is it approach A as my main one? Or is it the order? Should I do it as A, B, C or A, C, B? I don't know. And I don't even know whether when they do A, will they respond to my B, as in the order? So this is the tricky part. Having difficulties.
That's a very, very good question, actually, Manfred. Yeah. Now, this may contradict to what a lot of other advisors may come from. So in Facebook ads, there's actually this feature called split test. I'm pretty sure you've seen it before.
A/B test. I was reading it this morning.
You take the whole audience, cut it in half and be done with it. Yeah. Personally, for me, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yes.
I prefer that, you can see A and CB and decide, or you see B, then you see A, then you decide, or you just see EB together and just decide one thing from there. Because to me, at the end of the day, I'm not a statistician, so don't curse me for that. But the point is, if you are looking into, if you get to see 2 versions of it, and ultimately I can see that version A converts better than version B. So that for me is already a confirmation that even though the conventional way is that people only may see version A and not see version B, I get a better comparison in such a case that when people see both and then they decide from there, that one version wins, that to me is a winner.
So normally, say example, if I have 3 or 4, let's say just the ad videos is different.
Yeah.
Just let it run. Yeah. And all having the same audience size, and let the algo decide.
Correct.
And you surely have a number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 winner.
Yeah, you'll see eventually, especially if you're using the campaign budget optimization, right? The CBO thing, eventually it will actually come out to something you see, oh, that's actually the winning ad campaign.
But for when you do that, I normally don't do CBO, but actually I just use it for ABO as I let them decide. But after that, I know this is the first winner, second winner, third winner. Having problems is which sequence should I, as in, after they watch the first winner, then they watch the second. I'm not sure unless my customers and my target audience tell me that they prefer the sequence, first winner, second winner, third winner. That's one issue. Okay. And then there's one more topic actually we've been talking about funnel. Is your funnel always top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel? Three steps. It's always 3 steps or 2 steps.
Actually, in my case, it's more about because I am working on the marketing side of things. So my goal is always just to bring people towards the webinar. Then after that, the client will take over from there in terms of the sales conversion. So mine is usually just the top and mid.
Top and middle.
Depends on how you want to really call top, middle, bottom. This is
so also two set. Your last one is always retargeting.
Correct. So actually, I would be people come in, people who are already in, even people who are already in, I will still retarget them different things so that there is some elements of nurturing inside there.
So heavily on pay ads, you don't involve in organic, as in
we mainly focus on the paid ad part of things because our events are usually very short. They always fall within a 7-day cycle. Yeah. So the only objective I always have is that I want to get you in, and I just want to make sure that while you're in there, you still see my things so that you don't forget me. Because a lot of times, and this is something that I did a lot when I was in my earlier days, is that once they come in, right, I won't tell them until the event day, or maybe until 2 days before event I start to
reminder.
Remind is a nice word, harass is the closer to
reality. Remind
follow up.
Email, handphone number, of course is remind. They give you the physical address, then you can harass already.
Yeah, that's kind of the things that we do. So sometimes people say we're professional stalkers.
But the thing is, sometimes a lot of clients, the organic website, Facebook page, the fans or the follower, either they have too little or the quality is not there because all the bargain hunters all down there. Then quality CBIT free.
Depending how you do your setup.
But a lot of times, a lot of giveaway, you attract the wrong people. Then when you want to test, because this people who follow your Facebook supposed to be pure and really advocate. Then you can test your ads. Test it. But then you know whether it's working. Then that's I was thinking of more on the top of the funnel part. Because I also very kiam one and try to spend so much money.
But the good thing about funnels is you can actually apply it also for SEO. Because I've tried that before when we were building the page for my former company, Security Consulting. So the idea is this consulting has 3 components. One is general testing, one is Wi-Fi testing, and one is network testing. But it will fall under the whole ambit of so-called penetration testing. So what we did is we actually create 3 different set of pages. So, and the SEO was unique to every single page. So if I'm talking about Wi-Fi testing, then the SEO keywords are related to Wi-Fi testing. And if it's network, that has network. And when you run that, then when you do, that was without even running ads before we actually do anything. So when you do SEO, you can actually direct them to a specific page. So that's one way of doing the
and if you do marketing automation, they are already your customers. They visit that particular page, will be trigger a sequence of emails.
You can do that.
I was having a hard time setting that one up the last time.
For us, we were focusing, the messaging was very specific. So if I'm talking about Wi-Fi testing, the messaging, the email sequence, the follow-ups, everything was related to that. Until the point that they either become a customer, then we can then cross-sell the other. Because sometimes when they come in, there are different stages of their needs.
Buying journey.
So funnels can actually create that even for SEO, irrespective,
So for B2B case, the funnel is even more complex and more deep instead of 3 steps.
It can be. It's going to be multiple steps actually, because for businesses, you really have different divisions and things that you want to attract the people. But adding on to that, actually, I'm very grateful, Andrew, for you to bring up the topic of SEO, because like for my case, I've always been thriving on the paid ads scenario, and I've not actually looked very much into the SEO part of things. But coming to think,
I can introduce Ian to you.
Which coming over to that is like, as long as you've been in business for more than 3 months already, it's actually high time for any businesses in that sense to also start to pay attention to SEO. Of course, that's not my topic, but what I want to say is that don't forget SEO because your paid ads is working really good. That's probably the thing I want to.
But I think this thing is kind of like interrelated. The moment you have a good paid, as in like when your paid ad is performing well, naturally, that particular landing that is working well should actually receive, Google will pick up some signal that this page is really something that is really doing well. And then it will rank. Because I didn't pay much attention on my SEO as well, but I can see, like, for example, we have several top of funnel, which is kind of like my lead magnet kind of thing, which is my funnel, like for example, Shopee. And then the other one is lead gen. Naturally, in just 2 to 3 months time, eventually they rank really high. the search traffic really coming up strong, especially on the Shopee one. Shopee is really something that is working well on us. So I think it's kind of interrelated, is it? Because I never pay attention on the Google side at all.
I suspect the traffic's, the Google will still
put the Facebook pixel there, collect the audience, do lookalike, sui.
So basically, yeah, I'm using lookalike. That's why.
But then the biggest problem is how on earth do you know that Shopee or this topic actually gathers so much traffic? That is the tricky part. For me, how I resolve it is same thing lah. 知彼方能百战百胜. I use Ahref. I go and spy on my competitors. I sorry lah, peeping Tom. Every time I go going, because I very lazy also lah. First thing, go and see who is your strongest competitor. I've been chatting with my friend this morning only. First thing, who is your strongest competitor? What are they doing?
My friend, that's not called spying. It's called market research.
Market research, like stalking. Dig out. Then you see the most popular page. Then you know, Shopee? Jason Gunn page is Shopee? Oh, then you know already.
That was if you have got Jason Gunn there lah. But the thing here is that, for what I do, I'm totally different school of thought compared to, Manfred. I do is I just throw everything out and I see the data, which video picks up the best, then I will actually expand my topic from there. So instead of doing a lot of research, I'm too lazy to do research. I'll rather spend time to do a lot of content and just throw it out and see which content works better for me, then I expand it. That's my
see whether you stick on the wall.
Yeah, because the reason why I drill on Shopee is because last year, somewhere in May, I posted a video on YouTube talking about Shopee and it went on, it's crazy. Within a few months, we already got like a few thousand views. And from there, definitely the interest is there.
But that approach, actually, luck have to play a factor also.
Luck is one thing lah. And then on top of that, I think you need to actually churn a lot of content as well.
You are more hardworking than me.
That content side, I would say I am lah. But okay lah, there is a trick lah. You don't need to work hard, you work smart ma.
Audience, those people who are listening or watching, do you have a third method they can share with us? Every time we tell you, can you tell me something called a third method? Or third method. I also want to learn. Tonight, I want to learn. I don't want to share already.
I think tonight is actually very much learning. I think Ginn is sharing with us something very solid based on his practices and all that. I think basically what we're looking at here is, looking at advertising as a different kind of like from different angle. A lot of people go advertising. This is what we learn from a lot of students that we work with, right? When they go advertising, what they want to do is I want, sell.
But one campaign can
correct
everything.
But the fact, I think the hardcore fact, especially when it comes to this, what we call the accelerated digital evolution, where a lot of people are getting more savvy on digital part and all that, right? We kind of we become more reserved and we become more savvy, of course. And when we are more savvy and more reserved, it's a lot harder for you to just throw the whole thing and we take the bite, right away. So you probably want to rethink about your business flow as in when you're advertising on Facebook or Google and all that, right? I think it's very important for us to look into the whole funnel building, which is, in another word, I would say is the customer journey or customer nurturing kind of process. Instead of this is my thing, bloody buy it and all that. I don't think so. But that was lead gen, you see, Ginn. I want to divert the question over to another angle, which is how do you do e-commerce?
Oh, that's interesting.
How do we actually, how do we build a funnel for e-commerce? Lead gen, yes, solid. I totally get an idea. But what about e-commerce? Because we have a lot of e-commerce sellers over here. And a lot of times when the e-commerce come to us and say that, hey, I thought it's going to be selling. How do I build a funnel? How do I do that?
That's actually a very good question, Jason. So, talking about e-commerce, right? It kind of made me think about what I had for lunch today.
Okay.
So for
food all the time, bro.
Sorry, Jason. When you see my size, right, you know that it correlates to each other. So let me.
I forgot what I had for lunch today.
I think what I had for, this story should be able to summarize things quite well. So I was at Sushi Jiro. Sushi Jiro is actually a kaiten sushi place where you sit down at the table, then all the sushi will just go around. And why do I say that a kaiten belt can actually make me summarize the whole thing all together, right? It's because of this. As a customer, when I go into a place like this, right, first of all, I'm going to be I'm going to be tempted by all the different types of sushis around. So it can be the salmon, it can be the tuna, it can be, sometimes even the salads, which weird, but yeah, I need my green. So the thing is this, when we talk about e-com funnels, right, there's always, you can have 100 products out there, but you always want to be, again, best known for something first. So like say for example, okay lah, this may not be true, but in Malaysia we have this recent local brand called Oxwhite. I'm not sure if you've heard of them before. Yeah. So for them, what they started off is they currently have a lot of products, from men's shirts to polo t-shirts, which I'm wearing one now, down towards even laundry detergents and things like that. So, but where their story started off first is because of their white shirt. And that is still where they are actually heavily doing the advertising on. So once people get to know that one section and they start to leave good reviews inside there, naturally they will start to expand to see, oh, what other things do you have? What can I just go and take a look and see, and something like that. So the key over here is that even for e-commerce, you always have to have your star product first. You need to know what market segment are you trying to target, and then carve that area out. So it's just like the sushi story. Whenever I go into eating sushi, I always go for the salmon sushi. The salmon sushi is that the sashimi is whatever it is. So here's the thing. I go there because I want salmon sushi. I sit down and I'll wait until the salmon sushi come in front of me, and I'll pick it up and I'll eat. So that is top of funnel. Attract me to sit inside there. Here's the magic. When I'm sitting over there, does every plate of sushi that appear in front of me, are they salmon? No. There are other things. And then I'll be there while waiting for 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, haven't come out in the plate of salmon I want, but these things look nice also, leh. And then I'll just pick out another plate. Like it or not, I'll pick out another plate just to eat, because I can't be sitting there. The waitress will be looking at me. It's like, this person so good, don't want to eat anything.
So how do you translate that in the digital experience?
Okay, so in the digital experience, so this is what happened. Everything from the brand continuously appear in front of me. So I'm attracted by one thing because that's the core product that attracted me to it. Once I become a customer, then level 2, the other products start to appear in front of me. Mm-hmm. And if I see the other products often enough, and somehow or rather some event in my life triggered me that I need that, I'll go and buy it already. And after 2 or 3 good customer service experience or good product experience, naturally I will start to hunt their products out already. So it's just a very funny conversation that I think it was in the evening. I was talking to Jason. I was, hey Jason, you know what? You just hear me and then your ad appear in front of me already. So it's like, do I have intention to buy the product from Jason? Actually, now that I think about it, I may actually buy it after that. Do I need it? Maybe, maybe not. But the fact is that I know Jason. I know his product is good, and it's something that every time I open Facebook, it shows in front of me. Trust me, I'm already on the verge of buying already. So that's going to be the case. Even in e-commerce, it's also going to be the same thing. The key about e-commerce is that because it's so convenient, that everybody now, just go Lazada to buy, just go Shopee to buy. But you see, if I were to advertise, just go to Shopee, right? Without showing you what is my core product, what does my store represent, then the challenge is that I'll go inside there, see a whole web menu. It's like the 300-page menu that I was talking in the beginning of our session. And you're like, damn it, trying to find the one product is so hard. I don't want to buy already. I try already. I better just go to Justgo and buy it physically, which I still do actually.
So you start with a star product.
Yeah.
To draw them in. And from then, you basically entice them with so-called the ancillary products or related products within
within your store itself. But the key is that you want to make sure that they come into your store with the intention to find that one product first, that one, two products that can best represent you. And most importantly, good customer service.
I agree with that. Especially, I agree with customer service. So to translate into a real case, which is something that we have already built several times, multiple times for a lot of our clients and coaches and all that, is that okay? Like for example, if there is a special event, let's say you have what's coming up? Chinese New Year. Yeah. Let's say you have this Chinese New Year promotion. So let's say if you're selling, for example, fashion. So you have Chinese New Year promotion and your store sells like shirt, bottoms, t-shirts, socks, underwear, whatever. So you probably will build the first tier one advertisement, which is going out to tell people that, okay, these are the items.
Yeah.
So they see any one of the items, these are your star products. I mean, you don't need to say, just dump the whole store in, you just highlight a few. It may be just a few. So people who are attracted to any one of these things will click over, they will go over to your landing page. So if they come in because of shirt, okay, if they come in because of shirt, then they will either go directly to the particular shirt, so-called item page.
The range.
Either they go to the page or the range. Now, what happened after that is, your follow-up, your tier 2 advertisement, which is the retargeting advertisement should be, okay, that particular shirt that the guy was looking at and their friends, which is shirts. And of course, slacks, something that goes well with the shirt. So I think that will be a more viable angle in terms of, illustrating it in a real life experience. That's how we build. So basically, if you want to look at it from the Facebook advertising angle, is that, your tier 1 is a catalog, which is the highlighted key products. And then your tier 2 will be multiple catalogs, depending on which catalog they trigger.
So shirt, then you match with pants.
Correct. So you have
and all those things.
Correct. So you have a catalog that is triggered by either shirt or pants, which is one catalog. Another catalog is triggered by, underwear. And then another catalog is triggered by, your bottoms. Another catalog is triggered by accessories. So the moment when you are able to do this kind of advertising, it goes really well to really highlight the key product. I mean, as in like however they come in, whichever product that brought them into your website, you're able to retarget them. Because the reason why we want to do that, I guess, is because, many people don't buy on the first visit. Many people don't buy on the first visit, including myself. So, so you want to do all these kind of things to actually.
Can I sum up what Jason has just said? Say example, I'm doing Facebook advertisement for Uniqlo. I'm targeting all of you all for Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
So I don't understand my audience very well. So maybe my first ad is maybe all the color of the shirt, red color first, then followed by maybe white, blue, black, so on and so forth. First try shirt. Second try maybe pants. Third try maybe socks. I'm running out of things to say. Fourth one maybe underwear. Then I was thinking maybe the fifth try I will do shirt, pants, underwear, socks, different combo. As in first tier. Then let it run.
That's your first tier.
First tier.
Second tier.
Then second tier, when you hit, say example, you hit red shirt, then have to have complement, red shirt with white pants, red shirt with white shorts, then with socks, with underwear, maybe red underwear also, that vertically down as in the combo. Hopefully you will buy all four. This is my tier 2 lah. Because if you click the thing, you go into that red shirt. Okay? Can you say that?
You agree with that logic?
So what I'll add on over the mentioned, because like a brand like Uniqlo, right? They do have so you have covered basically the range of items that they have. So where I will go about this is that Uniqlo's kind of case, because they're already a very much established franchise. So I would probably go for one ad that focuses on clothes, one ad that focuses on pants, the third ad that focuses on underwear.
A collection of pants, right?
Carousel. Yes, a carousel of it, or maybe just a very sui model wearing the pants, for example, and just as a highlight. So that's going to be level 1. Then level 2 come down, I can actually then start to cross the other items back and forth. So I actually get to know in the top level, right, out of the 4 category of clothing, which one of it actually seems to be getting the best attraction from there. Then, so we are looking in so maybe site visits or maybe even conversions if something has actually happened from there. Then after that, on level 2, I will start to mix and match things exactly where you're coming from. Having the whole full suite, that this is how it should be, the whole full suite, how that one's supposed to be, and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
One is because they are a established brand. So for maybe for smaller players, clearly we don't have that many things to go for. So it's going to be first tier. We always go for the one product that we have.
Recently, I've been retargeted by Adidas for many times. One thing they did very correct is a lot of brands are also doing it correctly is always use a white background and your product. Not necessarily need the model to wear the t-shirt or the pants. It can stand by its own because the eye will see the product. And for e-commerce, carousel is very important, I have to admit. So you see the product. If you don't move by that product, you are not my audience. Then you should be filtered out. Or maybe we should do John Loomer way. If you do not want to see my ad, please press. Then I'll filter you out. I don't think
that's what Franken does also, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it worked out
crazy
in
that
the
was.
end, but
No, that's another retargeting. You land them on the a specific landing, and then you use that particular
you say bye-bye
figure.
then. Thank you for letting me know I will not retarget you anymore.
So
he
yeah,
always use cute puppies on for that one, which I thought was something that's nice, but because in order for you to see that link, you have to click onto the comments and find out what's there. So, but if he's doing it all this time, something must be working right now.
yeah.
Well, that's another funnel for you.
Yeah,
That's another funnel step. Yeah.
Now I want to actually go back to the last question that we have today. Basically, how do we test a funnel, Ginn? I mean, when it comes to, you've been building funnels, and then I believe a lot of times especially when you're actually having a new client or a new case, probably we won't be able to just, plug whatever from the sky and say that, hey, this is what's working. But how do you test?
Yeah.
And how do you validate, whether it's working or not?
Okay, so that's a very nice question. So a lot of times when I look into an ad, right? I don't look at the ad itself only, but I look at the ad and also the landing page. So the most common question that people will ask is that, how do I know whether is it my ad that's not working, or my landing page is not working in this context? So my acid test over here actually, where I learned this from, credits over to a friend, Julian, who actually is focusing very much in e-commerce. So where he taught me is this: the golden number that I always look for is in terms of click-through rates. And this one is link click-through rate. Looking at the Facebook ads, it's link click-through rate, not the all click-through.
Okay.
Yeah. So as long as your link click-through number hits 1%, that's usually the way where I would cut my measurements. If it hits 1%, okay, I can say confidently that my ads is working. Let's see how things are converting on my landing page towards the conversion of the conversion goal in this case, whether people sign up or people purchase and things like this. So in terms of the landing page conversion and stuff, there's actually no industrial. There are industry numbers out there, but where I always go for is a very, very, very conservative 10%. So meaning to say that as long as 100 people come to my website and I get 10% who drops a lead and things like that, I will say
that's
that,
pretty
okay,
high already.
That's not bad.
That's actually, some people, they'll be very more aggressive, say, or 25% and things like that. But I always just use 10% as my very benchmark number. If it works, okay, then we establish a foundation and then we move on from there. So if I don't hit any of these numbers, right, then I'll start to see that, okay, I will always work on the ad first, because I want to make sure that the eyeballs are getting people. They come to a landing page, they don't convert, I can still retarget. But if they see my ad, they don't do anything, I kind of tell up.
Or either you're targeting the wrong audience.
Yeah, it's either the wrong audience, something inside there that's not working, that I need to touch on that. Manfred.
Just add on this thing, maybe we should also touch a little bit on Facebook analytics, where there's also, you can put funnel, as in your view content, pixel, trigger, view content event, then the add to cart, initial checkout, then finally the thank you page. Then you can see where you drop off. Then at the same time, you also can use Google Analytics also to build another funnel also, but for the pages, you set a goal, whether you reach thing. I'll be truthfully honest, I spend more time on the Facebook Analytics funnel. But the thing is, the two of them, I read, then I get more confused. Yeah, that's true. So
then that's when you start reading about attribution and looking about.
I need to ask Andrew about his experience learning the Google Analytics part of Walao. Every time he mentioned it, I was like, okay,
attribution. Attribution is another topic, but for our audience, do understand there's a Facebook Analytics funnel.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there's also a Google Analytics funnel. So you will see a sudden drop in that particular, say example, from your add to cart to initial shop will really drop a lot. And something is seriously longer. That's the most basic. Beyond that, I think we are tired. You just go and read and you find out more.
I think basic is good. I think I like your Manfred's idea of just tagging every single page process and
must. I think for digital marketing, the lifeline, the blood in digital marketing is tracking.
Yeah.
because
That's
our
really the
customer
goal.
打死都 don't want to tell us what was correct. Just as the first question I was saying, which message order should I do? I can't spend, I only got $200 budget. How on earth I can try ABC, ACB, ADB? I don't know. They're not going to tell me. I call them, they also won't tell me. So
Don't even know how to tell you.
nobody will tell. You don't even
Nobody will know.
So you
Nobody,
have
even the audience themselves don't know.
our audience themselves don't know.
It's subconscious because how you respond to ads.
Maybe they like CDB, a message, CBA or ABC, I don't know. So you have to track. The message is here, you have to track. Once you track, you got data, it's half the battle won only. Then the next thing is decipher the data. But deciphering the data, I share my experience, very subjective one. Very subjective. And ideally should, I think should exceed, I talked to a data analytic person before, my ex-colleague. At least I think at least 20 occurrence, at least. It's not a magical number for across all industry. You must have a sample size.
Your sample size must be sufficiently
around 20.
relevant. Otherwise,
then from there, you really have the experience. But the part is, I have not do enough to in a position to share more. But basically, the audience here listen Facebook Analytics Funnel and Google Analytics Funnel, then you will see that they are contradicting. They are not the same.
So we're circling back now.
Yeah.
In Ginn's case, having that funnel map out properly allows you to then track, then allows you to actually see which part of it is broken or which part of it can be optimized.
Yeah, very much so. So actually adding on to what Manfred was saying, because there's definitely gonna be data differences between Facebook Analytics and also Google Analytics. I actually go very old school one. I actually just use whatever data I have on my dashboard. Then I just use Excel, draw it up roughly. This is it, and then plot. Okay, count him. So then I just see that where the number doesn't seem to be soy. Okay, then I know that's where I need to tackle on and then move forward to the next.
The number don't make sense. Don't let the management know. Just keep one side.
Yeah, as long as the numbers presentable, okay, can already in most cases, because when we go into the debate, who is right, I was like, say how to play
the way they measure is different. Yeah. And just one more thing, in iOS 14 coming out, the 28 days in Facebook will be reduced to 7 days. And next time they only can allow you to track 8 events. I don't know what will happen.
You have to also talk about the delay in responding. Delay in the data. It's not real time anymore.
I think after 7 days, they will base on previous statistical data they have to do modeling. I don't know.
You see, with all this haywalk about iOS 14, right? They never tell you what is the date that this thing is going to happen.
Yeah,
when is the Thanos snapping the finger? It's already iOS 14. My phone is already iOS 14, but when? They never tell us when. So sometimes, okay. So I think just go with the flow. I think
it's just big boys posturing.
Let's hope the Mark Zuckerberg and this Tim Cook is just they copy, then let's create some controversial so that our stock can go up. Let's hope that is true
Probably. Okay, I want to bring us to the last session right now. Can you imagine it's already 11:03?
Holy!
Oh my God!
Now,
Ginn, I want to talk about because today every week we have this website of the week, right? Then this website of the week is actually recommended by you. Let me bring up the screen. It's really a tool that is recommended by Ginn. Now, Ginn, this is the site, right?
Yeah, this is the site. So it's sometimes called Ottawa and things like this. So why I came to know about this brand is because number one, it's a Malaysian brand and it's a Malaysian tool that helps people to do mass WhatsApp message sending. So the thing about this tool is that it has an advantage over other blasters is that because you are going to use your own number in this case. So and they actually have a lot of very intelligent sequencing things to make sure that the way that your messages go out also feels very natural. That the WhatsApp API will feel that this looks like a robot. Let me quickly go interrupt them so that they don't get to send out the messages. Now, because in my case, actually, I do a lot of lead gen activities and also lead gen campaigns for my clients. And I would always, at the end, I actually discovered this tool probably about 2 months back, and I'm really, really happy about it. So it's always been my go-to tool to talk to Malaysians, especially because, number one, Malaysians don't like to answer phones. Seriously, all of us have a Truecaller or some form of caller ID app installed on our phone already. Any phone number that looks suspicious, sorry, I'm not going to answer it. So, but the funny thing is, they don't answer the phone, but they'll read WhatsApp.
Yeah, because it's less intimidating.
It's some people say it's more privacy intruding. Some people say it's more convenient. I'll leave that out of the debate. But the point over here is that you always want to be able to touch your customers on multiple points. Not physically, that's called harassment. But you just want to be able to contact them using multiple tools. So
Does it work for WhatsApp for business?
Yes, it works both WhatsApp for business and also the normal WhatsApp, because I'm using
cool.
the normal WhatsApp. So
I see.
yeah, if you're using WhatsApp for business, it's there are some additional things that you can do, but I've not really tried it out before. So for me, I usually pick up what I need, and then after that, the rest would be nice to have in this case.
Right.
So
as long as it does the job.
Yeah, and the most important thing that I just want to add on over here is that when you use a software like this, especially using your own number, it gives you a very much added advantage, because when customers reply, you actually can see the reply. Versus if you're using a 6883 number, right? You basically, it's just a one-way conversation. And a lot of gold is missed out when the replies are not available. So this is something that I just want to share additionally to everyone, that it's a really cool tool. The CEO of this company, her name is Kimberly, a very friendly lady. Yeah, do check out this tool. Really good stuff.
So the price is also very reasonable, $25 a month.
Yeah, it's $25 for subscription, and then after that, each credit, it's about $1. It's even lesser, because for $10 I get 4,000 messages. So
yeah, less than that,
0.025 cents, which in ringgit, of course, it comes out to maybe about 4 cents per message.
Jason, can you scroll up?
Scroll up.
I still a bit blur. I don't catch what does this tool really do. Sorry.
So is it send from your phone? More than words means they are able to send not just words, they can send even files, videos.
But WhatsApp also can send files, videos, correct? No?
Yeah, WhatsApp you need to do one by one, no, bro?
Oh, one by
the
one.
difference
here, one shot.
Bulk messaging.
This is bulk messaging, right, Ginn?
It's bulk messaging. So think of it as like, Chinese New Year, you want to send message, right? But you have to send one by one on your phone, very, very galak.
Sending like group, but they are not in group lah.
Yeah. So, but if you don't mind spending a little bit of money, this can save a lot of trouble.
Okay.
And it's a scheduling tool also. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Highly recommended to check it out.
Again, I think this is good. Thank you so much, Ginn. I think this is cool. Okay, I've already actually typed the link in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, in the comment section. You guys can actually take a look. Thank you so much for the website of the week today. This week, Manfred get to rest a bit, huh? So Manfred, so Manfred is now very smart already. He passed the wow to the guests every week right now. So,
next week I will print myself here. Then I just put the thing there. Then I go and rest.
So next week we see who we will bring up. So we will announce it later later in the week, and probably earlier next week, and we will actually share about this. But nonetheless, thank you so much for being here, Ginn. We learned a lot about how to build, all these funnel thing for different scenario. And I think the most important key takeaway for a lot of advertisers or even business owners learning from Ginn's nugget here is that really you should really look at the whole customer journey again, as in like you're not supposed to just sell, because I mean, user behavior has evolved. Facebook users and Instagram users, or so-called the digital behavior has been evolving rapidly in the past few months. And you really need to do something different to position and to actually capture. Because bottom line is, if you're running ads to drive people to your website and buy, and you got really poor thing, rather than and people don't even know which one to start, you want to build a more robust or well-structured journey, which is really about the funnel building. So yeah, is there anything else you want to add on to us, to share with us, Ginn, or any questions to Ginn, Andrew, Manfred?
I just want wrap this to highlight again, because for people who are new to funnel, the topic that we just mentioned is Ginn was highlighting more on the bringing the audience coming to the website, the marketing funnel. Then later on, when we talk about Facebook analytic funnel and Google analytic funnel, is with the website. When they enter the website, they need to go through a few pages and finally purchase or sign up form. Sign up form, of course, is lead gen form is simpler, but the purchase one is multiple pages. That one is the website funnel. So there's two separate funnels. When I first learned, I also blur. Why like that? Or actually, it's two different things. So what Ginn has mentioned first was heavily more on the marketing, driving you to click the thing. Then the other one is what we mentioned, the analytic funnel is more on the website funnel, especially for e-commerce. as in the view content, add to cart, initial checkout, and finally thank you page or confirmation page. So there's 2 separate funnels. Hope the audience won't be confused. If you're confused, please drop us a message. Maybe we
talk to Manfred.
No, we'll get Ginn to elaborate even further. Yeah. So
Manfred, your how many days challenge? Didn't click the bonka just now, click some.
2 funnels, 2 funnels. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I also want to know.
We will take this at the backstage.
That's cool. That's cool. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the 3 Marketers Show, and I will have to thank Chiwai because Chiwai asked the question. I missed that, but I think we answered the question. Chiwai was asking how to build a lead gen funnel, but yeah, I think we answered that. Thank you so much, Chiwai. And Chiwai said Manfred curi tulang. So Manfred, you have to do something next week, huh? So yeah.
I don't understand Malay. Explain it.
Curi tulang means you
Stillborn.
Stillborn. What is stillborn already?
Stillborn?
You're not doing your job lah. Okay.
Tired.
Yeah, I know. Okay, because a lot of things. Yeah, thank you so much. This is the new year. This is the first episode of the 3 Marketers Show in
2021.
This is our episode 16 already.
Yeah.
16 means 4 months. Oh, I just realized it's bloody 4 months now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. If you're watching up to now, remember to hit the subscribe or follow button to make sure that you'll be notified whenever we go live. 3 Marketers Show goes live every Wednesday at 10 p.m. on my Facebook, on my Facebook page. And then eventually after that, we will be posting it on our YouTube channels, as well as our podcast on iTunes and Spotify. You can find the 3 Marketers Show on all the channels to actually, watch the replay and everything. It's already 16 episodes after now. We have a lot of interesting things, including this one. It's one of the must-watch. You really have to go through. And yeah, thank you so much for staying with us, and really thank Ginn for sharing with us, spending 1 hour with us. I think it's really something very useful for a lot of our marketers out there, especially business owners who are actually spending money to run ads on Facebook, to start looking at the whole journey from different angle. So guys, anything to add on?
I'm good.
To wrap this.
Ginn,
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next week, same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Marketing Show number 17. Cool. We will reveal the guests really soon.
In time.
All right. In the meanwhile, thank you so much for staying with us. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.